Hello everyone, hope you're having a great day today. This is Phyllis with CreativeDomenica, and today I wanted to come on here and show you these gorgeous dangles. And these are quite long, these dangles. This one is, and you can make them as long or as short as you want. This particular one is 7 inches long, so it's a long one. This one here, let me show you. So it's 7 inches. But like I said, you can make these as long or as short as you want, and I'm going to make some shorter ones. I actually only have one straw available, but we can make several of these. And I can't find where I put them, so I just had to order another box. And so this one's gorgeous too. Look at these. They are just beautiful. And they're wrapped, some of them are wrapped with fabric, and then some have beads with wire on them. We wrap those beads with wire like this one. And then we put some other things in here like little ribbons. And so we're going to have fun making these. And then here's another pretty one. This one's a little shorter, I think. Yeah, this one's about 6 inches. And so these are a lot of fun to make. And then this one, I have this interesting trim, and it has beads on it, so we could use some of that too. And then this one has a really cute little butterfly dangle on the bottom. All of these have these bulb pins on them, or we could do a lot of different things. So let me put these guys on the side for now. And so we have a whole bunch of supplies, but you can make this as complicated or as easy as you want. Just look and see what you have in your stash. So the first thing you're going to need is beads. And you could use whatever beads you have handy. These beads on here, you could tell they're more on the larger size, but some of them are like a medium size to a small size bead. And then we have I have some big ones here in this glass jar. And let's see, we have, and I just poured a whole bunch out in my tray here. So I have these here too we could take from, and I have some other places where we could grab some beads from. And then you're going to need some metal findings. I mean, this is just like if you're stringing a piece of jewelry or something like that. So you're going to need these spacer beads that go in between here. And so I have these all off to the side. I have some silver, some brass, and some gold. So I have those 3 colors. And then I have various metal beads and all kinds of things. So like I said, just go in your stash and see what you have. And then I have my basket of material and things here off to the side. So I have a whole bunch of this type of material, or we're going to use this other material that I have a ton of. And it's all like sari, you know, the sari fabric. And so I have strips of all different kinds of patterns and things like that. So we have some blues, we have reds, just too many to talk about or show you. My whole basket's full of them. And so we will put something together, some coordinated things. And then I have these beautiful pieces of fabric. And so, I mean, they are just gorgeous on their own. But they may be a little transparent for what we're going to do. And so I'm just going to keep these out too. And then you will need a straw. And these are paper straws, but they're pretty sturdy straws. Like, I wouldn't want to use a plastic drinking straw. And you can get these on Amazon. And these are just paper straws. And so this is what the body of our bead is going to be. So depending on how long you make your cut onto this straw, and we could get probably about 4 of these out of this piece. And so, yeah, I mean, these are quite sturdy in the middle. I mean, I couldn't really squish them if I wanted to. And so then the other thing that you're going to need is beading wire. And you want something that is not going to be too thick that it's going to be hard for you to bend, but you certainly do not want it too thin either. So I think this is a good gauge here. And this is 20 gauge. And I think 20 gauge is pretty good. And so the first thing we're going to have to do is determine how big we want our beads. And these are all really long, and so I'm going to make ours a little bit shorter. Let me just see if I could pick something here fast. Because I had all the supplies in my head, but I didn't really pick a piece of fabric. And what I did with my fabric, I did do a video on this. You can go to one of those Five Below stores, and I'm not affiliated with them. Okay, so it's called a Shindy rug. It's Chindi, and it's 3 feet by 5 feet, and that's a big rug, and they're only $5.55. So if you have one of those stores, and yeah, I think this is a great investment because you'll be having material forever. I still have one outside. I have yet to take it in. It just gets rained on constantly. But you're going to find when you get this rug and you take it apart, and I could do a video and show you how to do that. So once you take it apart, it's like really sandy and dirty. I think these are made in India, and the videos that I've seen of people making these, and you could there's YouTube videos, they just like sitting on the dirt floor, and they have piles of these things all around them, and they're just putting it together. So just check out a video and check out that store, because that rug is really a cost-effective way to get a lot of material. I think we could work with this one because, like I said, when these dry, we'll be able to cut what we don't need off, being these are only straws, so they're easy to cut. Okay, so I put a bunch of glue on there to start this out, and I am just going to start to roll. Oops, let me get in camera here. And so we're going to roll. And just keep adding glue. Just keep adding glue and rolling, and it'll eventually stick. And like I said, use whatever glue you have on hand. Just regular white glue, Elmer's glue, all that kind of stuff will work. So I'm just gonna keep rolling it. Okay, so that one's interesting looking. And like I said, as they're drying, pick them up and just make sure everything is sticking down. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm going to keep doing the same thing with this one as well. Just keep sticking it down. Okay, so we have these two. So let me cover these other two pieces of straw that I have here. And then we will come back once these are dry. And then I'll trim them off, and then we could start the next process on this. Okay, guys, so it is the next day, and our beads are dry. So we have this one, and I put this one together. And I'm going to show you how I think this one came good. And so it's not done by any means. We're going to really decorate that. So let me just put that off to the side. So in these little bowls here, I have the straw, the paper straw. And I have beads that I think would go nice with that. So that's one. And then this is our other straw that we did. And again, I picked these beads, and maybe these will dangle off the bottom, we'll see. And then the last one we have is this one, and I thought the red and black beads would go nice with that. And then I have some spacer beads and other beads in gold and silver. I have our gold and silver 20 gauge wire here. And so I'm trying to have everything out so I don't have to go crazy. I have some extra beads here, but I don't think we're going to use those. So I'm just going to put those to the side. Now, in this little dish here, I have all kinds of trim that we're going to use to embellish our straw beads here. And so these, I like these. I got these on Etsy years ago, and they're just little seed beads on like rope. And so you could look at those. I think it's, I forgot what they're actually called, strung sea beads or something like that. And so that's going to help us decorate these. So what I'm going to do first here is, let's put another one of these together. So let's just randomly take one. And I have this one, and I want to do, well, on this one I want to do silver, I think. Yeah, because I like how silver looks with black. So let me put that one to the side. I guess it really doesn't matter if we do silver or gold. So this one might look good with gold. Let's go with gold. Being I did silver on this one. So the way you're going to start is you're just going to, and I think I took a 7-inch piece of wire. Let me just measure this. I have my little cutting board here. Let me put this over here. And then I have my little jewelry tools on the side here, so we need those. And so I'm just going to take maybe about 8 inches. I want to make sure I have enough wire for this. I don't want to run out. And so I'm just going to cut a length. And it's very easy to cut with your little tool. Okay. Now I'm just going to straighten this out a little bit. It really doesn't matter because you could straighten it out once you have your beads on. So what I'm going to do on this one end here, I have my round-nosed pliers here, and I just want to close this one side. So we're going to do a little, we're going to make a O, you know, we're going to make a O on this and just close this, and we're just going to roll it around until you get that closed. So you see that? And we'll fix it more later, but for now I just don't want my beads to go anywhere. So we'll just leave that like that and just straighten it out a little bit. Okay, so now we have this started. So let's grab our little bowl here. And this is going to be our bead. And so these are the little beads that I chose. And I thought that little heart was cute. I don't know if we're going to use it or not. And I don't know if we're going to use this. Because I want to have the same thing going on each side, as you can see on the sample here. So we have 2 of these, 2 of these, 2 of these, 2 of those, and 2 of those. So we're going to work with these beads, I believe. And so now we're going to pick our gold findings out. And so I'm just going to place them here. I'm just trying to do this in an easy way. And I have these 2 little beads here. And it's a good idea to do it this way because you don't want to go crazy looking for stuff like I usually do. I thought those were kind of cute. I don't know if we're going to use those, though. And then, so we have quite an assortment in here. And you're just going to audition and play. And that's the fun part about doing these. Let's see. I got this one, and then we just need one more of those. Okay. So we have all our components here, and now we could start to put this thing together. So I think the first thing I want to do, and if you look at our other samples here, let me remove this. So all our other samples And this one has a dangle on it. I'm going to put a little charm on the end of ours, but you could certainly do another little dangle. So once we get this, these constructed, then you could add whatever you want, because you're always going to have on the top and on the bottom, you will always have room to put something in addition if you want. So, okay. So I think I'm just going to go with the red bead. Let me go with the smaller one. We'll go with this little iridescent one here. And if I could find the bottom, okay, there it is. Okay, that's better. So we're going to put that one on. And then what I want to do is always in the middle of these have something to, like a spacer bead you're going to use. And so then I think maybe this red one will look nice. And again, I'm just going to pick a spacer bead here. And there's no right or wrong way to do this. It's just going to be what you feel looks the best. And then I am going to put this black bead here. Okay. And you don't want it to be too long. Just keep that in mind. And then, let's see. Then I'm going to put this bead here. And I think these are called saucer beads. I'm not really sure what the name of them is. Okay. And then I'm going to put on this bead. The straw. And these are going to be long too. So we have that on the bottom now. And they're all going to be around the same length. And this one came to about 5.5 inches. So, like I said, you can make these as short or as long as you want. And so then now we're just going to mimic the exact same thing on the other side. So you will need 2 of each bead that you put on here. And then we're going to do the black one. And then we will do this long one here. And then we're going to do our red one. And we'll take this little spacer bead here. And then finally we will have this little red one. And I definitely could have used less wire. So just keep that in mind. You want to keep your, but I could use this. We have enough here that I could definitely make a cluster with that. So I'm not worried about that. And so what I want to do is just leave myself enough room. I like how that looks too. We're going to leave enough room to make our loop on this end. And again, just take the wire to the tip, and you're going to start turning this. Just keep turning it over and over and over and push it back towards your finger. Okay? And you want it tight. So you don't want this to be wimpy. Try to get it as tight as you can, and that's a good tautness on this one. And then just push that closed. And then look how pretty that looks. That is awesome. And it's going to look so much better when we decorate this bead. I'm going to call it a bead now because that's what it is. And so now we have these 2 done. And don't worry about if it looks a little wonky. We could straighten these out anytime. All right. And we'll do one more. Let's see. We could probably finish these. Let's see. All right. So let's just put these beads to the side for a second. I'm put these in my little tray here. And so for this bead, I kind of was looking at these. Oops. And some of them are running away from me. So I think for these we will do, I want to do like 2 silver and 2 gold because we had 4 beads, right? So I think I want to do silver with this one. Oh no, I want to do gold with this because these beads have gold in them. So we'll do silver with this one. So let me get my wire back out here. And again, this is 20 gauge silver wire now. And I'm going to go a little, that bead's a little longer bead too. And we're just going to snip that off. And you're going to do the same thing. Just get this closest to the eggs you can, and then you will start to bring that in and just keep turning it and press it against your finger here. And then what we can do is just flatten this out. So now you have that nice, it's closed. Okay, so now let's see what we're gonna do here. Now this is silver, so let me remove this, put this off to the side, and we'll get our silver findings out here. And let me just put the gold here, and then we have the silver. Okay. And I don't know why I have this one silver bead out, but we'll put that off to the side. Okay. So we will start with this one. I like to start with the smaller ones. This kind of has like a pink hue to it, but I thought it was a pretty bead. And so now we're going to do the same thing. We will do a, actually, yeah, let's go with that. We'll put that on there, and then I think I'll do this purpley one because I kind of liked how that went with that. It's like a light purple. And so then we could do, and I only have one of those. Okay. I want to put that at the end. Let's go one of these. And maybe one of these, because these are pretty. And then, let's see. Oh my gosh. Okay, there you go. Okay, so now we're going to put our straw on here. Okay. And now again, we're going to do the same exact thing that we did on this side. So we're going to put this one on. Oh. Okay, and then we got that one on, and my power is running out on my camera. So I may have to just, I'm going to see if I could finish this one up, and then we're going to have to resume this video. Okay, and then we have the purple one. Then we have this one. And finally, the little pinky one. Okay. So that's looking good. And again, this is going to be about 6 inches. So this is a little longer than the other one, but that's fine. And just leave yourself maybe about a ½ inch or so. Or you could leave a little bit more. I just eyeball it. And so again, you're going to get your tool here, and we're going to start to fold it over. And again, push it back towards your finger as you're doing that, wrapping. And then keep going until you feel this all get tight. And so I'm good here. And we're just going to flatten that out. And it doesn't matter that it has multiple turns on it. I just want this very secure. And if anything is sticking up, you could just put your tool back in the hole there and just tidy everything up. Okay? And so now we have this one. And like I said, don't worry if it looks a little bit wonky, because we're going to put stuff all over this and it will hide. It will, you know, it'll hide a lot of the stuff like down here. Okay, so we got that one. So what I'm going to do, I am going to do this last one off camera because I have to charge my my camera, and then we'll be back to do the next we're going to do the decorating with our little trim here. All right, so I'll be back. Okay, guys, so these are the ones that we have done. So all 4 of our new ones that we made yesterday with the straws are assembled for the most part. So what we're going to do now is we are going to decorate these guys. And let me make sure I have enough light over here. Just bear with me a second. Okay. So what I'm going to use on this is clear glue. I think that'll be okay. I mean, these are going to be a process. You're going to have to let this dry. So what I'm going to start with this one. And this is an interesting process that we're going to do now. And so I was looking at this before on this, and I thought this looked really cool. So what we're going to do is we are just going to wrap this around. Just like that. And then this is going to be all about layers. So this will be, and as you can see, your bead is going to look totally different. So what I'm going to do, and we'll see how this plays out. I am just going to put this glue around this whole thing. From top to bottom. And this is just good old clear Elmer's glue that I'm using. I just want to make sure I get enough on here. And I'm going to call that good. Okay? And so this is going to get a little sticky. So let me get my piece of trim here. And again, I am just going to be wrapping it around this bead. And I think I'm going to probably just do this like that. Okay. And that's what I was afraid of. I'm going to have to put more of this on. This is a kind of thick trim that I'm using. And so we may need some help of some little clamps here. Let me see if these are going to be big enough. I don't know. Let's see what we get. So let's try this again. Okay, so let me see if I could fit one of these on here. Yes, good. Okay, so that at least will anchor that one until it's going to have some time to dry. Okay, and so I am going to cut that right there. And I'm going to put this on that side. Whoops. See, this is gonna, you definitely need to anchor this, some of this trim down anyway. So I'm just gonna leave this here for a little bit. We'll put that to the side to dry. And let's just go to our next one. And so, again, this is a gold one, and I really like this trim. And we just have to do this twice. So again, we are going to get our glue on here. And so we're just going to have layers here. So we're going to do the same thing now. We're going to start here, though this might stick better than that other one did, because this is a bit thinner. So if I hold it just for a second, maybe it'll stick. Nope. Okay. So we'll do the same thing. I'm going to put this down here and be prepared to have sticky fingers when you do this. That's okay. Okay. So we're just going to wrap this around and then stick another one of these little clips on here. Okay, and then we'll put that one off to the side. Let me get some wet wipes here because my fingers are really sticky. And so you could also do on this is let me get some additional supplies here, and then I will come back. What I want to do is I have these great little beads here, you know, that are already on the string, the seed beads. But what you can do, and what looks really cool, is you're going to wrap seed beads around these. And so I'm going to do that. And by doing this, it kind of cleans up the edge here, you see? Because you're going to wrap your wire around the edges there. And we did the same thing, I believe, on, no, this is the seed bead string. And then this one's the same thing. So we're going to play around, and let me just grab a couple things, and then we'll come back. Okay, so even though this is still wet, I think we could continue with this. And what I want to do is we're gonna wrap some wire around this with some seed beads. And so we'll do that first. And this is a different wire than I used. And I don't know what gauge this wire is because there's nothing written on it. But you want something that's going to be it could be a little thinner than the 20 gauge wire we used, but I think this is going to work out fine. And so I'm just going to cut a length of this. I'm not measuring it because I don't know how much we're going to need. And I'm probably doing overkill here with my length, but I'm just going to go for it. And so the first thing you're going to need is, let me get my seed beads. These just got so messed up, this one. I don't know what happened to these beads. I'm thinking maybe some yellow. Well, before I figure out what color I want to use, this is what we need to do. So you're going to take an end, pick an end where your straw is. And we're going to start to wrap around. So I'm going to wrap around at least 3 times because I want that nice and secure. And you see that finishes that edge off nicely too. And then we're just going to get our little tool here, and we will wrap that other piece around, and we'll make it neat. So we'll make sure that that's nice and neat, and there's no pieces sticking up that are gonna get you. And I know my ribbon's coming back off, but once I wrap this wire around here, that'll pretty much keep it from moving. Let me just put one of these on here for a second. Okay. So now what you're going to do is you're just going to grab some beads and just put a whole bunch of them on your wire, And I'm kind of just randomly picking beads, because no matter what you put on here, it'll look nice. I'm going to put some brown ones on. Even some white. And we have some of these nice clear ones. And we could even do some of the reds. I'm just grabbing a different assortment. I mean, I wouldn't want to put pink on here, but I'm trying to stay kind of sort of neutral. And again, we could put some black. Okay, so let's see what we got here now. So what you will do is, you see they're all bunched up here. So what you're going to do is just segregate one and start to wrap it around. And then again, grab one and wrap. And then get another one. And so you're going to do one at a time and put them in different places. You don't want them all bunched up together. I know my fingers are in the way, I'm sorry, but there's really no easy way for me to show you this. And you're just going to do one at a time. So see, you're getting something like that. And so you'll be able to move these somewhat, but I'm just trying to, let me get rid of this. And of course, they just fell off the back. That's good. Okay, so let me grab a couple more here. Hold on. Okay, so let's see what we got here now. I'm gonna just tilt that up a little bit so they don't fall off. And so again now, you will just put one every couple of inches away. Okay. And I think I'll end with this black one. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing on this side. You will do this about 3 or 4 turns. So now this is going to finish those edges nice. And I think that looks pretty cool. And so then what I'm going to do is just trim this off here. And just make sure you bend that around so nothing's going to be poking you. You could mess around with the beads, and if you don't like how they're spaced, you could space them a little better. But I think that looks really nice. And so that's the next step on this is done. And so what I'm going to do is, we're not going to do any other ones that way, because we have other things in our little bin here that we're going to use. Okay, so everything is pretty dry now, and what I did was I went ahead and I finished this one. I just put some of the these mini seed bead strings on there, and I love how that looks. So we have these 2 done, well, for now. And so I didn't like the other trim I had on here, so I took that off and I put this on. I like that better. And then we have this one. I'm kind of not too stuck on it, but I'm just going to leave it. Because right now what I'm going to do on this one is I'm going to put this green, the green mini seed bead string on here. So we're going to do the same thing we've been doing. So this is going to have to dry again. I'm just going to put some glue on here. And I think I'm going to do the green a little heavy, because like I said, I really don't like how this silver looks, but These often look a lot different once you get your additional embellishments on, so I think it'll be okay. So let's see. I'm gonna start here and just wrap it around once, and then I'm just gonna keep going. And then I'm gonna wrap it around again. And see, that looks much better already. So let me just snip this off here. And when you snip in this string, you're gonna lose a couple beads, but that's all right. That is quite okay. And so I wanna get some of this glue on here. And that looks good. And let me take this off. And again, you're gonna lose a bead, but that's good because then it'll stick easier. Okay. So now we have this one, and I like how that looks now. So we're gonna put this off to the side now to dry. And then we'll get our last one here. And so now this one, I think what I want to put on here is, let me look at my colors, because I have a whole bunch of colors. I think I was thinking of this one on here. Yeah, that's the one I was thinking. Oh, here it is. I was like, I knew I'd cut a piece. Here. Let me just make sure that this is going to be long enough. And I'm going to go in the spaces between the silver. And this might just be the right size. So yeah, that looks good. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing now. Lots of gluing on these. They look really nice. And these things, you can use these in a lot of different ways. You can, I think the real intention of these is to put these on the spine of your junk journal. You know, once you put your signatures in and you have the elastic in the back, you could easily hang one of these on your junk journal. I mean, you could use these as decorations on your Christmas tree. You know, just home decor. Anyway, you could hang something. These would look fantastic. You could even hang these from your rear view mirror in your car. They would look sweet there. A lot of the dangly things that we make would look great in your car. And then these are great in windows as sun catchers because the sun will go through the little beads. And yeah, you could use these in a lot of different ways. So let's see now. Let's just put this in here. And then I'm going to start to wrap this in between these other beads here. And I want to wrap it once. And then get this. And I really like how that looks. Okay. So again, we're going to have to let these dry. Let these two dry because we just did these. And so let's let those dry a while. And we can work on these two. And finalize these, and then I'll probably finish those other two off camera because the only other thing I'm going to do on these now is just put a split ring on the bottom, one of these, and I'm going to put a charm on all of these. So I think that'll look really nice. And of course the bulb bead will go on there as well. So let's see, these two are gold. And so let me take a bunch of these out here so we can see what we have. Okay. So right now we have two gold ones. That's adorable. I love you. It's a little Eiffel Tower. The little owl, he's cute. We'll put a little owl on one. That's a little stalk, it looks like. Let's see what other gold ones we have. Looks like a little coin. Oh, that looks like Tinkerbell, the little fairy. Let's see, that's a little tree of life, it looks like. Let's do a little tree of life. And then while I'm here, let me just grab 2 silver ones. And I like the hand. And then, let's see. That little horse is cute too. So let's go with those. Oh, wait a second. I think I see a bird. Sorry, little horsey. I will go with the bird. There's a little turtle too. Okay, so we have what we need. And we have our split rings here. Let me just grab 2 gold and 2 silver. Okay. And these are fun to make. I love making all this kind of stuff though. But you can use these, you can certainly use these for a lot of different things. And I think I'm going to hang one in my window, and I'm putting one in my car because I don't have anything hanging on my mirror. And I think these would look fantastic. So we're going to take 2 of those and then 2 silver ones. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to grab our little tools here because we have to open these little rings here. Okay. And so now it really doesn't matter which side you put this in because both sides are identical. And so then let's just put our little charm on here. And we're going to close this up. And that looks adorable. That's really cute. And then the last thing we need to do on this one is just put our bulb pen here. Okay, and this one is complete. And I love it. I love how that came. So let me remove all this stuff here so we can take a look. Okay, and I have a white piece of paper here so you can see it better. Okay. So now these were our original ones that I had previously made off camera. And so they are lovely as well. And you could either add, you don't have to add a charm to every one. You could certainly do a little dangle on the bottom. So we have 1 butterfly here, and then these 3 have the dangle on them. And so I love these. And I just kind of keep them on this hook. And so now the ones that we did, we have this pretty red one here. And so I love how that one came. They all came really nice. And then we have a silver one with the little bird. And then we have this other gold one with the red. This one I really love. I think this one came great. I think they all came really nice. And so yeah, so when I'm done with this video, I'm going to go get my hooks and I'm going to see how these look on my little train. I'm going to definitely put one in my car. So these are our beautiful dangles here that have multiple uses. And so guys, I hope you like this video. And please hit like and subscribe. Please comment. Let me know what you guys think of this kind of thing. And if you like it, if you want to see more of these type of videos. And anybody new here, welcome. And please consider liking, please hit like and consider subscribing. And please hit the notification bell so you know when we drop another video. And so, guys, this was a lot of fun. Give these things a try. You're going to get a lot of uses out of them. And, yeah, and it's just started with the straw. So that's a beautiful thing. Okay, guys, so listen, enjoy the rest of your day. And until next time, thank you.